remember I'm in the back seat with Alan Hawka.
So you know that we're one of the cars around there, Bill?
Yes, to land this Mr. Walter Gretzky. How are you, sir?
Oh, I'm fine. I'm thrilled standing beside you.
Wow. Take two. Just go ahead and hinge me. Go on now.
They're crafted twin 48-foot wooden schooners, the traditional kind.
Hey everybody, I'm Stephanie Beaumont. Welcome to See and Be Seen, the show that celebrates all the people, places, and things that make the 4 Atlantic provinces so very special. From Nova Scotia to New Brunswick, Prince Edward Island to Newfoundland and Labrador, we take you to where the action is. And that's why we're in Halifax for Dine by Design East. It's the annual showcase where design leaders and culinary greats from Canada's East Coast serve up style in a spectacular feast for the senses. It's creativity at its finest, most delicious, most fabulous, most divine. Over the course of the next half hour, we'll chat with the talented team behind this 4-day event and discover everything from what it takes to transforming a blank space to great tips for planning and hosting your own celebration this season. We'll also talk fashion with emerging and established designers and a whole lot more, plus dole out some free stuff too. So I say, let's get to it. Dine by Design East was the brainchild of Halifax-based interior consultant Jonathan Legate and Suzanne Saul, co-owner of Attica. We'll catch up with Suzanne in just a bit, but first to stop in front of Jonathan's wonderful space to talk about the mechanics and the vision behind this amazing East Coast collaboration.
It was a sort of a thing that I dreamed of doing and involving other designers and really getting the community involved in something bigger. So it's really great to see everyone come together. It's incredible the amount of talent that's here, and we weren't really doing anything in this community to showcase it, and this is a way that people can actually show what they do.
Yeah.
And we really want to involve sort of all aspects of design and living well. So that's the food, that's the fashion, that's the beautiful rooms.
And how about those beautiful rooms? 10 in total, created by 10 juried designers from around the region, each with their own unique approach to creating fantastic places within some truly blank spaces. You start with this empty box.
Yeah,
I just got to take it down there because
it's empty. It's bare, raw. It's
Right.
just like plain walls.
Right.
So everybody knows that they have a 10 by 10 space. Everybody knows that they have 8-foot high ceilings. And then what they do in that space is entirely up to them. The only function that it has to do is it has to be a dining space.
Okay.
And that's the only restriction we give people.
What I love is that all 10 of them are so different.
And that's the wonderful thing about this, the diversity. I mean, it's the diversity in everything that we see here, and it's amazing. And that goes back to the province we live in, or the region we live in, the Maritimes. There's a great diversity that we have.
And that diversity of style was mirrored by the most memorable of menus. 10 of the region's top chefs were partnered with the 10 designers to create delectable dishes inspired by their respective spaces. These delicious collaborations were enjoyed at the Dine by Design East Gala that opened the annual event. Guests dined from food stations laden with everything from duck cassoulet and apple crisp to seafood chowder shots and s'mores cheesecake. And as you might imagine, the social media streams were well stocked with sumptuous shots from the evening's festivities, and favorites were declared, including the creations of Chef Brad Wammes of Kitchen Door Catering.
We were tagged up with Penthouse, so they said kitchen party, maritime theme. So that's how we came up with the chowder and the fish and chips and the very gingery cake. It's very maritime-y, so that's where we are. And so
The very gingery cake, by the way, which was hanging from a tree.
Oh yeah, it's our design team is really great. They come up with these crazy ideas and they really work, and it's really interactive for the customers and for us as well.
Chef Wammes is here again today, catering the fashion show luncheon and proving fabulous fare can be served in a very simple style.
Our box lunch today is basically we're mimicking a tea party. So we're having 2 little tea sandwiches, a winter orzo salad because it is fall, some drinks, and some homemade cookies. So it's easy enough that anybody can, if you want to.
See, that sounds easy.
But it is.
Is it? Okay, all right, very good. All right, very good. And I can get these boxes, right? It's not like...
You get these boxes anywhere. You can get them from your local Staples, and they're just small little boxes, and you fill them up, and off you go.
When it comes to hosting your own event, Chef Wammes says, keep it simple. Gingerbread trees are fun for a function like Dine by Design, but serving yours out of the pan on the table gives a fresh-baked and homey touch to your dessert. And relax. Most folks are looking to feel comfortable and welcome in your home. A relaxed disposition of the host will help guests feel relaxed as well. And as number one best piece of advice, plan and prepare ahead.
I try to get everything done the day before or a few hours before so you can actually enjoy your party. Because if you can't enjoy the party, what's the point of having a party?
Indeed.
You know, so it's just pre-planning, trying to get as much done as you can, you know, the day before, the 2 days before, and that's about the easiest thing to do.
Still ahead on CNB Scene, we'll discover how Dine by Design East helps foster future creativity in Atlantic Canada. A lot of love went into this event. Am I right?
Definitely.
Full of love.
For sure.
Plus, we'll discuss education, application, and the artistic details on display.
Okay, I have 10 by 10. Let's do a toast wall. Like, what happened there?
And we'll shift our focus to fashion from some of Nova Scotia's most dynamic designers. We'll be right back. Welcome back to CNB Scene. We're at the Olympic Community Centre in Halifax, Nova Scotia, transformed this weekend into a showcase of East Coast creativity, interior design, culinary craftsmanship, fabulous fashions, and so much more. Now in its second year, Dine by Design East is proudly presented by East Coast Living. The focus of the event reflects the mission of the magazine, to be sure, but it's the spirit behind the artistic collaborations and the goal of fostering the future that mean the most, as East Coast Living's editor Janice Hudson explains.
It was really important that we sort of attributed it to our past editor, Amber Harkins. She had just died of cancer in 2012 at a very young age. She was just 40. And design and food and the whole community in Halifax were so important to her. So we consider this a living legacy for Amber to keep her memory alive. Also, all of the money we raise will go to benefit a scholarship at NASCAD University for a design student. It'll be a local Nova Scotia design student that we'll choose every year, and all the proceeds will go to this scholarship.
And when you talk about the proceeds, and it's really important to note, everything's donated.
Everything is donated, like everything, all of the products, all of the designers, they've donated their time, the chefs, everybody involved, all of our organizers. It's a huge undertaking. We don't have any paid staff working on the event, so which is it's a beautiful point though, because then all of the money, all of the proceeds that we raise, every penny will go to the scholarship for NASCAD University. So
and it also speaks, I think, to us as a culture that we're all working together. Would that be fair?
Exactly. And I mean, what's so beautiful about the whole event is that it's a real celebration of all of the decorators, all of the designers, the architects, the chefs, all of their creativity. It's kind of coming together and boiling into one incredible event. There's no competitiveness. It's a real collaboration, and people are embracing that, which is fabulous.
Fabulous for sure. Last year's event raised $20,000 for design education at Nova Scotia College of Art and Design, and with the expanded schedule of this year's Dine by Design East, they're on track to top it. The Amber Harkins Memorial Scholarship will go a long way in helping students fulfill their dreams, and they couldn't ask for a finer spot at which to learn. With over 100 years of history, NASCAD offers post-secondary education in everything from jewelry design and metalsmithing to web media and film production. It's here that we caught up to NASCAD's new president, Professor Dianne Taylor-Gearing, a fashion designer herself. You know, Dianne wouldn't have missed today's event, and it's lucky for us because we got a chance to chat about her wonderful school.
NASCAD is a very, very special place. I've been overwhelmed by everyone's passion and friendliness and real commitment to working together for the students, the faculty, the staff, and our big worldwide network of alumni.
Indeed. And you know, the thing about this event, I think it probably speaks to NASCAD in and of itself, that it is a real community and people, there's a great network that goes beyond just the school.
Well, there is, and there's an appreciation for the value that we really offer to the wider community, that's transforming this space and the amount of creativity that it's taken. And I'm absolutely thrilled that the public can come this weekend and experience and just see what each of these designers are presenting.
You can't help but feel inspired by all the lovely elements that go into Dine by Design East. And if you aspire to foster that desire to create in you, no matter your discipline, age, or end game, you'll find your kind at NASCAD.
Well, I think first of all, there's a number of people that just know they only want to come to NASCAD.
Right.
So they just know, and it's something that they really aspire to do, and they come and they join us. There's also many people that have already taken a degree in another discipline, they've done some different things in life, and then they realise it's my creativity, it's screaming at me, I need to go to NASCAD. And there's other people that say, I really would like to have a go at something creative, and through our School of Extended Studies they can come and take those classes.
Wow.
And try many different disciplines.
Because there really is a spectrum of age too. That's fair, right?
Oh yes, absolutely. Yeah. Yes, I mean it's a very inclusive kind of community. So we have students at all different stages of life.
And a beautiful campus.
Oh, it's a wonderful
Am I
campus.
right? It's
an absolutely
gorgeous.
wonderful campus, from the historic building, the academy building, and our more contemporary design Port Campus.
Right, and right on the water. You can't beat it.
Right on the water.
Yeah.
I was speaking at a teachers' conference last weekend, and they were wowed by the view of the waterfront.
For more information on Nova Scotia College of Art and Design, check out their site at nascad.ca. And head to cnbc.com to celebrate some truly cool East Coast folks who just happen to be NASCAD grads as well, like Grammy-winning singer-songwriter Sarah McLachlan, award-winning filmmaker William D. McGilvery, best-selling author Lisa Moore, Cape Breton's own Juno-winning Jimmy Rankin, ECMA winner Jen Grant. Hey, Jeff White of Kula Partners here in Halifax. Jeff actually designed cnbc.com. And it was just this past September that we caught up to award-winning director Christian Sparks. His movie Cast No Shadow cleaned up at this year's Atlantic Film Festival, and Christian was actually asked to talk to the students while he was back in town. Another couple of NASCAD grads we featured on CNBC TV are co-owners of Halifax's Attica. Last spring we had a chance to visit their 4-story shop and appreciate their amazing mix of home furnishings and decor. Suzanne Saul and her husband Christopher Joyce are always working on something creative. From interior consultation to furniture design to operating a successful business, their livelihood is a testament to the great foundation provided through art education.
For our culture, we think, you must be more practical. Art is practical. There's a spin-offs for all sorts of art-related and design-related industries. So, it's not about pretty pictures.
Right.
Right. It's, I have friends who have a Harley-Davidson motorcycle. I mean, they love it. They dress it up. Someone had to design those components.
Right.
I mean, it's all around us, right? Whether you love an automobile or a house.
Right.
Or clothing. So, for us, we don't really see it as being frivolous. I can understand some parents maybe thinking that, but
there's all sorts of applications.
There is. I mean,
and in terms of the NASCAD experience, I mean, I've talked to filmmakers, I've talked to clothing designers. I mean, what a wonderful opportunity.
Well, art school isn't about being a trade school. I mean, trade schools are important, and I have a lot of friends in the trades, and over the years, like I'm a pretty handy person.
Yes.
And art school. Part of art school, I think, will allow someone to take risks and expose them to challenges. Art making is much about problem solving.
Yeah.
It is work, and for us, the payoff is ongoing. I mean, we just, we struggle and then we get to relax, but we love what we do.
It's a labor of love for sure. And folks just loved Attica's room. Theirs was an homage to artistic greats with a whole lot of attitude. I mean, I never thought I'd see the hashtag Mileytoastwall, but it streamed by more than once during Thursday night's gala, and we had Suzanne Saul explain their vision for the space they entitled Breaking Bread.
It's for NASCAD, and it's a dining room for NASCAD, so we were modern art, pop culture, and we just ran with it, and we thought we're going to go a little more over the top this year and just have fun with it.
And you did. Now, what's the functionality of toast? And I don't want to go there. Like, should I be doing this at home? I mean, you're the designer.
Well, as a medium, I can't say I'd be running out to work to paint.
How do you even do that? Seriously, I'm looking at it and I'm wondering, because you can clearly tell it's Miley Cyrus, but there was a whole big, blocking, I'm imagining.
Yes, it's actually a lot of preparation, and my husband was Christopher Joyce was the one that he very carefully thought about how this is going to be executed. Having not painted in toast before.
Right. People do this, do they? Are they out there? Are people out there painting in toast? Who knew?
If you Google toast art, you see it's actually like there's President Obama's been done in toast, Mona Lisa. you know.
I got to get out more.
Yeah,
I really do.
Yeah, where have you been?
I don't know. So this is definitely pop, and you've got everything from Jackson Pollock to on the floor to
Roy Lichtenstein, and this actually it might look very simple and graphic, but I can tell you an incredible amount of work went into this. Each dot was applied one at a time. Wow. I know because my husband and I were literally side by side for 20 hours each, and we were like just manually applying the dots. So
and of course Andy Warhol.
And Andy Warhol, yeah. With both of these, we changed the text up to make it, more about being local. And this is very regional.
This furniture is from Attica, which
That's
is
right.
beautiful.
Yeah, it is. Yeah, it's very striking. We chose this table. It has a live edge. It's seared oak, and we felt the searing of the oak relates to the searing of the bread and the toast.
Everything really ties in. And so if you were to put it all down, 10 by 10 took you how long?
It was well over 200 hours, I would say. Yeah.
The incredible efforts and attention to detail these designers put into their rooms was truly remarkable. I will tell you, Attica's wasn't the only room to use food as decor. You may have noticed the background for my interview with Janice Hudson was very vegetable-y, and there's a reason for that.
This space was designed by Design 360. They're a local design firm here in Halifax, and they wanted to create a space where it's a celebration of local food and where everything is sustainably
even the floors,
sourced.
Janice,
Yeah, like it's alive. We have lettuce growing here, herbs, and all of the elements. They partnered with the Agricola Street Brasserie,
right.
And they're going to be donating all of everything in here. All of the preserves are going to be donated to Hope Blooms, as well as all of the products, all of the produce.
What a great group they are, eh? That Hope Blooms
They're
team?
phenomenal.
Unbelievable. I love that story.
Even the mason jars, I think they're going to be donating to Hope Blooms as well. But so everything in here is sustainable. The table and the benches are cardboard.
Oh my gosh, I never noticed that until
corrugated
this minute.
cardboard.
Oh my gosh, cool.
So, I mean, they've taken it to a whole cool level, and everything will be going back to the earth. Everything is almost, it'll be decomposing eventually or being put to use in a whole new way.
3 cheers for Design 360 and the Agricola Street Brasserie. So cool donating to Hope Blooms. Their mandate is to engage at-risk youth in being the central change agents in building positive environments that foster personal empowerment, improved health and well-being, and the belief that through their hard work, power of contribution, and code of excellence, they can create a brighter future. Plant a seed, harvest a dream. Well, you can't beat that, and you can't beat their fresh herb salad dressings either. They've sold over 6,000 bottles of the stuff, and the Hope Blooms team is busy working on a greenhouse to extend their growing season to meet demand. For more on Hope Blooms, their wonderful organization, and where you can get their yummy goods, hit hopeblooms.ca. Now, between you and me, I was hoping to glean a smidge of insight from the experts here at Dine by Design East, but with my taste leaning more towards pictures than produce, I reconvened with interior consultant Jonathan Legate to get some guidance based on his way more my speed space.
It's called the Collector's Table, and it's really about collecting. It's about living with collections. I'm a bit of a collector, yes. Some might say a hoarder, but I'm a bit of a collector.
That's a judgment call.
Oh, well, I'm judging myself. But it's just sort of, it's living with collections. So in this space, you can sort of see that we've controlled the collections. So we have a salon wall, so all those pictures are on one wall in a controlled space.
See, that's daunting to me. Now, I'm just going to say
It
to
is
the
daunting.
viewer at home, no, I mean it. No, because I have pictures, but I would say, I don't know if they should all go together. What's a rule for me?
Well, one of the rules that I live by is if you love it, it will work.
Okay.
And if you're really true to your aesthetic or true to your taste, or you choose things that you really like, you'll love them. You'll have them and you'll really enjoy it. And really, I believe that decorating should be for you. It shouldn't be for the neighbor. It should be for you. It should be for your family. It should be for your loved ones. It should be a home that makes you comfortable.
Yeah.
And that's really, and part of being comfortable for a lot of people is having collections and having things that mean things to them.
And I want to say this too, not everything matches. And
And it
everything is
shouldn't.
a little bit different. Is that true? Nothing should match.
I don't necessarily think so. I think you get a very flat kind of a space if you don't mixture things. It's about texture. It's about layering. When you have everything sort of
modern
the
pieces
same.
with with old. That's okay too, Jonathan?
Well, I kind of look at this like shaker furniture, for instance, was very plain and raw, and contemporary furniture is very plain and kind of raw, and it doesn't have a lot of embellishment, so you can really kind of mix the two together. I mean, I guess it is a talent, but it's something you shouldn't be afraid of.
Okay. I love that. I'm not going to be afraid. Now I'm going to be putting pictures up all over. Still ahead on CNBC, we'll connect with acclaimed designer Lisa Drader-Murphy to talk about her new collection. Your stuff travels so well. Is that because you travel all the time?
Yes.
Is it?
Yes.
I mean, nothing wrinkles.
No. And you can pack for 2 weeks in a carry-on.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
I meet up with emerging designer Maggie MacCormick to discover the inspiration behind her styles. Well, if you're in need of some festive inspiration and you're looking to infuse your home with seasonal decor and savory dishes for the holidays, then you'll want to plan your trip to St. Andrews by the Sea. We told you we'd share the details once we had them, and now we can confirm our good friends at the Algonquin Resort are hosting 'Twas the Month Before Christmas, November 28th through the 30th. It's sure to be a wonderful weekend full of tips, trends, and interactive fun. Totally talented celebrity designer Carl Lones will helm the design side and co-host along with PEI's food ambassador, TV host, best-selling author, and brilliant chef Michael Smith. It'll be 3 days of everything from hands-on workshops to delicious dinners. For more information on the Algonquin Resort's 'Twas the Month Before Christmas packages, visit algonquinresort.com. It'll be a magically merry weekend you won't want to miss. While he's top of mind, I gotta tell ya, I had the pleasure of interviewing Chef Michael Smith for the November-December issue of Atlantic Business Magazine. Be sure to check out that In the Spotlight feature for more on the man. And for more of his world-famous recipes, I've got a copy of his latest book, Family Meals, up for grabs. It's our TV free stuff prize for this episode, packed with perfect dishes to delight your family. Chef Michael's Family Meals could be yours if you can tell us at which resort will he be co-hosting 'Twas the Month Before Christmas. It's easy because I want you to win. Once you know it, hit the website at cnbc.com, click on the TV free stuff button, and submit your answer. Good luck to ya, and we'll be right back.
In my dreams there's family, songs and laughter around the tree. I'll close my eyes and there I'll be for Christmas by the sea.
Welcome back to CNBC from the second annual Dine by Design East. New to the event schedule this year, Autumn East, a tea room style fashion show that brings together 3 fashion leaders of Atlantic Canada, J.R. Grismo, Mills Halifax, and Lisa Drader-Murphy of Turbine, with select top students from NASCAD's fashion department. Guests received a gourmet box lunch from Kitchen Door Catering and an up-close look at the season's top styles. All with the backdrop of those 10 amazingly designed dining spaces. It's a fashionable feast for the senses for sure. And for the emerging designers, this event provides them with an invaluable experience to be partnered with the best and a tremendous platform from which to show off their creations. From the beautiful island of Cape Breton comes Maggie MacCormick and your awesome designs. Congratulations on today.
Thank you.
This is nothing new to you though, right? How long have you been designing?
A few years off and on, but this fall is when I put together my first full collection.
Okay.
So
now define a full collection to those of us playing the home game, because we saw some looks here today, but there's more than that, right?
Yeah, I don't know exactly what defines a full collection, but I put together a 12-piece show.
Right.
I just started with a concept and then they carried them all together.
Now, how do you do that? Are you just out walking around and you go, I've got it? Or do you wake up in the middle of the night, or how does it work?
I think for this one, I just came across some images of 1960s tennis wear, and I fell in love with the pleating and that silhouette, so I just continued to look, and anything to do with tennis for the past few months has just caught my eye, and so I usually start with a color palette and then carry along.
Now, just because I know there's probably people out there who their aspiration is to be a designer, and they've got sketchbooks and they're dreaming of it. Easy to do? Easy to break in? Like, what would you say would be the best piece of advice now as somebody who's breaking onto the scene?
Yeah, well, we'll see how easy it is to break into the scene, but I think you just have to sew. And I think a really great thing to do is to just buy old clothes and take them apart and put them back together. No risk. I like to just get in there and make a mess and do things terribly.
Are all designers sewers?
No.
They're not.
And I'm not a very good sewer, so I'm hoping that eventually I won't have to do that for all of the pieces that people are going to be consuming. But yeah, you don't have to be a good sewer. You just have to have interest.
One lady who's always sewing up a storm is Lisa Drader-Murphy. Follow her on Twitter at @Drader-Murphy or her label account Turbine Fashion, and you'll see she's up all hours, working on everything from soft leather handbags and shawls to her signature upside down dress, and all with the hashtag #ILoveMyJob. And it shows. Her works have been scooped up by celebrities and shown around the world to fantastic reviews. She's a hit here at home in Nova Scotia too, with more stores, growing demand, and shows of her own. It's awesome to have her in the mix for Autumn East, and lovely to get her take on the day.
Very cool. I don't think I've been involved in an event that had so many creative people from different mediums involved, which was really neat.
Yeah.
And it was also great to be able to support the NASCAD students and see their work. And
now, do they come to see you and go, Lisa, how do I do it? Like, do you ever have any kind of mentorship, or how does that work?
I'm mentoring 4 right now.
Are you?
Yeah, a couple of business people and a couple of designers as well. And people ask me all the time, because it is a tough business to get into.
Yes.
And, there are some best practices that it's easier if you find out early on than make the mistakes 10 years in.
Right.
So.
Tell me, because you're just back from a buying trip. What could we look forward to now in the next Lisa Drader-Murphy collection? What are we seeing?
A lot of layers, color, texture. I was in Italy. I spent some time around Napoli and in Rome, so I got the city, the downtown city vibe, and then I got sort of the countryside vibe as well. And I think the collection, what translates into the collection is the playfulness of the Italian people.
Yes.
I wouldn't even say specifically Italian design, just the whole playfulness, the lifestyle, the relaxed atmosphere.
I'm trying to think how you say joie de vivre in Italian. There must be something,
there is
right?
Amore something.
I'll super it.
Yeah, okay.
Now you can watch CNBC Scene and all the other great Community One programming anytime you want. Simply click the on-demand button on your Bell Alliant Fiber Op TV remote and follow the steps on your screen. If you missed Dine by Design East this year, or would like to learn a little bit more about the 10 teams that created the dynamic dining rooms, pick up the fall edition of East Coast Living. There you'll find features on each and every amazing space. And be sure to visit cnbc.com, where we celebrate the people, places, and things that make the 4 Atlantic provinces special every single day. And starting December 1st, we'll begin our annual Countdown to Christmas contest, where we feature and give away a different East Coast present every day. Then on Christmas morning, one lucky winner will score all 24. While we're in the mood to be merry, we'll ask you to join us on the next CNBC Scene, where we'll be celebrating the season Atlantic Canadian style. Well, that's going to do it from here in Halifax for this year's Dine by Design. But they're going to be back next year, closing up shop. But I'll tell you what, you've got to make plans to be in Halifax come 2015. I'm Stephanie Beaumont. See you next time. This one even comes with champagne, so I'm all set.